Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're doing another pro match analysis of a game I recently played. And I love making these because I can really go in depth on everything I thought throughout the match. So if you're trying to get better at Dota or you're just trying to have a good time, this is the video for you. We're going to be looking at a Primal Beast match I played, and yeah, so I'm honestly going to be looking at the gameplay of all of my teammates, I would say, just because I think they played very, very well. But this was a match where I felt that the Primal Beast pick was important. It was very natural for us. It made a lot of sense with our draft. And so yeah, right off the bat, we don't have the best initiator right now. Treant doesn't truly initiate. Rubik doesn't want to have to initiate. He'd rather play the backline. Right, with an Aether Lens, Nature's Prophet is not an initiator. So right off the bat, we kind of need an initiator on our pick here. And so Primal Beast tends to just be very good against Terrorblade. At some point in the lane, Terrorblade cannot lane. He just can't. Now, the only reason I was hesitant on picking Primal Beast is I think Crystal Maiden is pretty decent against Primal. She has two slows, making Trample hard to use in the laning stage. You basically have to try to go on her and not the carry. You won't kill the carry against Crystal Maiden, and so even though I'm technically very good against Terrorblade, it's going to be hard to dominate him in lane because of the Crystal Maiden, at least early on. And so that's something we have to keep in mind, but that's okay. So we end up going for the Primal Beast, and now I'm going to skip over to the game. Just want to explain kind of the thought process. It's high magic damage against Terrorblade. It's actually a hero I think is pretty good against Beastmaster, because when Beastmaster is setting up around the tower, he'll sit behind his units, right? He kind of uses them as this wall, and Primal Beast can just break through that wall. It's a big deal, right? It really is a big deal because a lot of heroes just can't get to the Beast on his Helm Down timing. They cannot get through the boars, they cannot get through the creep. Primal Beast can get through that, ignore it, get a lot of armor from Uproar, and also because of the fact that Primal Roar has a really long cast time, it actually often gets cancelled by Pulverize over and over and over again in teamfights, and that happens this game. So yeah, really like the pick. I thought it just fit our draft really well, and let's get into the game. Also, I want to tell you guys that if you've been struggling with solo queue and you're looking to get to the next rank, I'm going to be able to help you. Like, literally, with the Game Leap website, I'm going to give you guys guides that are going to make it unbelievably clear on what you need to do. So if you've been stuck in the solo queue grind, you don't know what to do, and you want to become absolutely broken, but like actually, you want to become much, much better at Dota, and you want to take it more seriously, the Game Leap website is going to help you do that. So click the link down below. I'm going to help you get to the next rank, and I'll see you there. So getting to starting items briefly, I have a stick, 3 mangoes, 2 branches, and quelling. I think branches are just too important if you can fit them into your build. I'm going to be upgrading into wand at some point. 3 mangoes, I think mangoes are the best item in the game right now. It's just too much HP regen. They're more HP regen per gold than a ring of health, which is incredible. They're more HP regen per gold than a ring of regen, which is even cheaper. So they're just an unbelievable item, and I don't mind delaying the tangos because the reality is I'm not going to get kicked out of the lane. There's no way they're going to harass me off the lane completely, and even if that does happen, my support Rubik can lend me 1 tango. So I would rather maximize my items for last hitting, building up stick charges for later on, for mana and so on, and then having mangoes, which is just more residual HP regen. I don't have to eat one of them to like a tango to get the value, which is why this has become a trend, and I fully agree with this trend. I'm a big fan of this trend of just prioritizing mangoes and stick early on, or just damage rather than going for earlier tangos. You still are going to ship out the tangos, which honestly, I think I could justify buying another 3 mangoes, like really just never having to buy tangos. It is something I've thought about, just to basically never have to buy a mana item. I could even just get away with like no soul ring just by starting the game with 6 mangoes or shipping out 6 early mangoes. But from here on out, I'm playing pretty defensive. Primal Beast does not pressure early on. You just don't have really a spell that does that, at least when they're near the tower, right? Trample can do a lot of damage early on, but I'm mostly focused on just getting good CS and hitting my timings, right? Even there, they got 2 denies on me. It was really awful. I just need to pull creep aggro and focus on my timings. And that's a big thing in Dota. You kind of just have to know, like, let's say you counterpick someone, or you think your matchup's good, you have to know when it's good. And I think a lot of people struggle with that. I'm not strong yet. However, once I hit level 2, things change. They end up going on my Rubik here. However, I hit level 2 at the same time. I skill up both my spells. And because of the fact that I know I'm strong now, I can counter initiate and I get a really nice trample. I'm able to hit both of them with the majority of this. The Fade Bolt hits both as well, and all of a sudden they can't really man up. The Fade Bolt does a lot of damage reduction to the Terrorblade as well, so I'm not too afraid of him, and we get a return kill in the CM. Unfortunately, it wasn't first blood because my carry decided to feed, but you get the point, right? So we end up getting a really nice turn, and it's not a waste of meta. He gets some damage in a deny, but like it's pretty close to a waste of meta. You know what I mean? He gets almost no value out of it. Very, very limited value. So this was kind of best case scenario. They pop their meta, they go all in, and we get a kill, and it frankly didn't even cost me that much. Because I got the stick charges building up early, I pop my stick during that engagement to heal up a bit, and I'm nearly back to full mana without eating a single mango. And that's why I just think stick is too broken on heroes like Primal Beast, especially against Crystal Maiden, and it's pretty good against Terrorblade because he also Reflection is an ability he casts quite often too. So from there, I'm gonna rush boots. It just makes trample do a lot of damage. Then I complete my wand and I buy a windlace so I can keep all my items. I bought a second set of tangos, which I certainly did not have to do and I regret doing. I felt that the lane was going to be more high pressure and I was gonna get run at a lot more, which it's just like I thought the CM would nuke me. I ended up not needing it. The mangoes and the stick was like more than enough. But either way, we're at level 3 and this is where things can start to get pretty spicy as trample does a lot more damage. So yeah, basically at this point I could have even went earlier. Like realistically I could have went on the CM right here. This is actually not a bad go attempt because if I can hit both the carry and the support with Onslaught Trample, then they're not going to have the HP to turn. So I definitely felt that I even could have went earlier. I could have had a bit more confidence. But I go for a pretty short range Onslaught Trample. Very important, I click the trample during the Onslaught. Boom, half of CM's HP. And she's in a terrible spot. A little bit of trample, we take her out, and we get another kill. And I think, did she commit her TP on that one? No, so she still has TP, but obviously this lane's a complete disaster for them. We're heavily out-leveling them. I'm level 4. I think I'm even more than level 4. Yeah, I'm like 4.25. My Rubik's 3. Their CM is 2, right? We are completely dumpstering this lane. The Terrorblade is not terribly underfarmed, but I'm 500 gold up on him at this point, which is like obviously fantastic. So that's great. I'm 500 gold up on him, and it's mostly about the levels. As our levels continue to spike up, things get crazy. And Onslaught is one of the best scaling abilities in the game. The damage doubles, right? It doubles from level 1 to 2, the stun duration goes up a little bit, so now we just have a crazy amount of nukes. Honestly, I could have even maybe went on Terrorblade here, but as I said, the CM makes trample not nearly as effective, and I don't want to use too much mana. Even though I have a ton of mana, like, to spend with the mangoes and the wand, I'd rather not use it at the moment, just because when I do, I want to get a lot of value out of it. So instead, they actually end up pushing in the wave here. They casted their Crystal Nova, and that heavily shoves in the wave. Also, my support Moose called that they stacked the small camp, so I went to farm the small camp. I could have trampled it, just my original plan, just to trample the stack plus the wave, just so they can't pull later on and get a lot of farm, but the CM ends up walking up here, and even though it commits a bit of my resource, they pop meta again, and I pop my wand and I'm chilling, right? We get another CM kill, she dies again, and yeah, it's just a disaster. And really the big thing here is even though I'm not like dominating TB, like I'm beating him, but his CS is probably better than mine. Okay, slightly, right? Well, not really, because I have a double wave I'm gonna farm, so actually not at all. But the big thing is the Rubik, right? In terms of the Rubik net worth to the CM, he's more than doubling her. And that is unbelievably significant as we get towards the mid. So yeah, next I actually end up taking this double wave behind my tower. The reason why is I felt I could just deny the whole wave from out of XP range. That ends up not really being true. So I maybe could have denied a little bit harder. I don't know if I think I lost some of the creep wave when dragging it, because I'm pretty sure that was supposed to work. I think these 3 creeps were also supposed to come with me. I don't know exactly know, but I'm pretty sure I was supposed to be able to bully them out. However, I think at this point, we're able to zone the TB completely out of lane. There's like no way he lanes against me, and that's kind of the benefit of Primal against TB. It's just too much magic damage. He ends up trying to sneak his way back into the area with the illusions, but we make this really high skill play. This was probably our best play of the early game by far. My Nature's Prophet calls the Theek and TP in, and then, yeah, as I said, Terrorblade, it's not a hero that wants to play against my hero. You just die. His HP pool is like 800. I'm all magic damage. His armor does nothing. And so we burst him down. Now we take his tower, and the game is just so straightforward from here, at least for me. All I have to do is now just kind of farm the nearby area, hit my timing, and then look for moves. I can't believe I made this play so fast. I'm not gonna lie, I was so happy with myself here, so glad with my gameplay. Because like in the past, I'm kind of like more farm oriented. Not always, but you know what I mean? Like I tend to prioritize staying in my lane and farming because it's just efficient and effective, right? So at the end of the day, like usually I want to farm my area. But here, I end up seeing that they dive mid and I respond very, very quickly with pretty little hesitation. I clear the wave. I didn't use trample because I was going to use it on the upcoming creep wave, which is like next to the tier 2. But I see them diving, right? And it's very clear to me that they're committing. And I wouldn't, like, if this fight was happening here, I wouldn't probably TP. It's just too far away. There's a chance I get nothing out of it. But they're diving really hard here, like, past the tower, and I'm like, okay, I can get value. And they were going to probably, maybe they wouldn't have killed the Quap, but it would have been close. She didn't have blink up. So my TP ends up coming in, and we take out the Bat Rider and the Tusk. I think, honestly, I probably could have just ran back top immediately. I don't really know. Oh, yeah, we wanted to take the tower. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, we wanted to take the tower. I was looking for the CM here. I think I don't catch her, but that's okay. We drop her to like 1 health, so now she has to go back to base, which is not bad. And then I walk top, and the reason why I walk top here is I just know that Terrorblade wants to farm the regular jungle, but if I'm in the regular jungle, it's awkward for him because I can solo kill him, right? Unless he skills Sunder, which typically Terrorblades don't, he didn't. So as long as I'm in this area, it's really awkward for him. On top of that, my Nature's Prophet can't play this area. It's too easy for them to gank him. It's a little bit harder for them to gank me because I have Phase Boots, I'm fast, I have Windlace, I'm fast, and I have Onslaught to get out if needed. However, after clearing 2 creep waves, I'm not actually going to jungle, even though I could. Primal Beast is very good at jungling Dire Jungle because you drag this camp to this camp, you pull them together, you trample it, and you clear it out. It's actually very, very efficient and a nice thing to do. You clear those 2 camps, you pulverize the creep wave, and you can get like extremely farmed and hit a really good BKB timing. But I felt that with my Quap mid having a great game and me having a great game, I'd rather put an emphasis on just, getting active. And so we're going to rotate mid here. Unfortunately, the CM, I should have been faster on letting go of the Onslaught here. I didn't realize the CM would actually react that fast, but she did. So good play from the CM to cancel my Onslaught. But Bat Rider, for some, I guess not crazy reason, he sees his Beast rotating in and our Quap was low. But this is what I was talking about the Primal against the Beastmaster matchup. He simply just cannot get off the roar. He tries, and he tries, but it does not go off. He takes like quite a bit of damage from the pulverize, right? Probably about 230 damage. And yeah, he wasn't able to deal with it, wasn't able to get his spells off, so he kill off the Bat Rider and make a nice play. The only downside to this movement is that the Terrorblade then is probably going to move back to his jungle. Yeah, he's very fast about it. So he sees that I leave, and so he moves back in. And my gameplay is not best case scenario for me, right? It's not going to be my best way to like get the most farm. It's just not. Maybe, let's say we team wipe them. Okay, fine. You know what I mean? We only got a Bat Rider kill out of the rotation. So if we like wipe them, it would have been worth it in terms of net worth, but it's okay because my Train is getting to farm bottom. So he's just chilling, having a good game with a Midas queued up. My Rubik is having a great game as well because he's being able to participate in these kills, the couple kills we're getting. And my Quap's game is also enabled because she can take the fights. So if I was to just farm, it would kind of make it harder for my teammates to have good games. And that's something to keep in mind. You have to weigh the cost benefit ratio. You know what I mean? You have to kind of do an analysis of that. It's a weird way to put it, but you just got to kind of figure it out. And let's say I'm playing Enigma and I'm close to Greaves. Okay, maybe I don't show up to a fight if I'm like 100 gold off Greaves, right? Maybe. If it's like a small skirmish, I won't show up. But if it's like a team fight, I'll probably just show up anyway. You know what I mean? Because team fights give the most gold. I end up TPing bottom here. I saw them all showing, so I felt that I could maybe kill the beast. I talked about how my hero's good at, penetrating through the wall. And so, yeah, we end up not killing him right away, but that's okay. My Train lives. He burns his Roar. Like, Roar is a much longer cooldown than any of my spells. And we had taken the bottom tower already. My Nature's Prophet popped off, so he already had taken that tower. And so we actually were able to TP in and finish off the beast. I got my Q off, killed him off. And it's a great kill, and really the reason why this is nice, even though we end up kind of dying mid, which is, I think, irrelevant to this play, to be honest, but the reason why this play is nice is the Beastmaster's just not getting this bottom tower. He's just not getting it fast. And that really slows down his game, because if he's only farming, like, the lane creeps and one camp, it's just not that efficient for him. It's not. And you might be like, oh, but the Beastmaster who had, like, a worse lane than you was more farm than you. Yes, because that's how I'm playing. He's playing a hero that flash farms, and he's sitting in a lane. Of course. However, the trade-off, as I said, is farm supports and a giga farm carry, because I'm not taking any of the camps. Now, I do think that to some extent my gameplay is probably, I don't know how he died to me there, but I don't think my gameplay is necessarily optimized. I actually think I probably was better off staying top a bit more this game. Maybe like this beast kill is a bit overforced, because I don't think he would have taken the tower too fast against Tree. Even though Tree doesn't completely stop beast it, I don't think he would have taken it too fast. But at the end of the day, as I said, like, my Rubik gets to farm top, my Nature's Prophet gets to farm everything. He never has to be afraid as well, because we're constantly fighting, he always sees where they are, and so he gets to just hit every single camp on the map. And that causes Nature's Prophet to be 8k net worth. I mean, he's also a beast player, right? Don't get me wrong. partially on him just being very good at taking the farm and understanding the rotations, but you get the point. All right, we end up going bottom here. This was actually a big mistake on my part. We were going to defend the tower, and I should know because of the fact that they're way behind, like they're losing the game. Batrider is not strong at this point of the game. He needs his BKB. Beastmaster is strong, but not like insanely strong. Terrorblade, mediocre. They're basically just not at timings and they're poor, right? So I should have just YOLO'd in. Like, hindsight being 2020, I wish I just channeled Onslaught, channeled Trample, and just did like half of the TB's health and just was confident about it. I will say I was waiting a bit. I needed to wait for the Rubik TP, and I also kind of wanted to wait for Wrath of Nature if possible, because then realistically we can just explode someone. Also, channeling Onslaught Trample into 5 heroes is tough. It can get canceled by a multitude of things, so like, it's a bit tough, but I should have went earlier because I went and then the tower died anyway, which is pretty shitty. So even though I end up clearing the wave, which I was afraid to jump into them, I just shouldn't have been afraid to jump into them. I should trust that my team is going to follow me up. We didn't have Overgrowth, but we have like Sonic Wave, and if I hit one person with Onslaught Trample, they're going to get exploded, and as I said, the enemy team is just much weaker. So even though it ends up being a little bit clunky and I end up going down, they commit the lasso on me, we get 2 support return kills. However, this play ends up being kind of net negative because they took the tower, so I was pretty disappointed with, I guess, my decision making there. At this point, we're kind of angling for Roshan. That's our main objective we want to take because that's going to enable us to take the next few objectives. However, it's a bit slow. Like, it's honestly just not, our heroes are just not good at it, so we didn't want to force it too hard because of that. Like, we just felt that that's not the play. So at this point, I'm kind of just, I think we decided to take the tower. Nature's Prophet's way better at taking the top tower, so we wanted a posture for top tower. So I clear the mid wave just for farm and for tempo sake, and then I'm just going to sit next to him and make sure he doesn't die. Like, I don't want to farm the nearby camps. I don't want to play in that way, because if I do, I'm not going to have my trample, I'm not going to have my onslaught, and then if he gets gone on, I'm not going to be able to help. So eventually, we take the tower. I think I go back mid, yeah. So I clear the mid wave just for efficiency's sake, as I said, also somewhat for a map control thing. And then we make our way back to, oh yeah, no. We find a, we find a nice Terrorblade kill here. I was gonna say we make our way back to top, but no. We do a bit more than that. And this is partially just us playing fast. They see us mid, but with no hesitation, even though we don't see the rest of the heroes, we just kind of assume they're not here. Batrider is not, they're not sitting on top of each other. Beastmaster, what is he doing? Of course he's pushing in bottom, you know what I mean? He needs to put map pressure by pushing in bottom. So we just kind of invade. Crystal Nova for vision. Great play from the Rubik. Unfortunately, I didn't have trample, but it's fine. I was able to just kind of go in with my pulverize and we get it with the quap. So really fast-paced gameplay. Then we TP bottom. I actually canceled the TP, which I think was really great there. Because I canceled the TP, my MP can go for top tower because he knows he has the backup of moi. So we get the top tower, which is what we want. That's going to set up for the outpost. And the Tusk goes on me here, but I knew that the CM and the... Maybe we could have fought them anyway. I guess I was afraid of terribly TPing to the outpost on his respawn. We end up disengaging here. We probably did. I didn't need to. Looking at it hindsight, I don't think they can even kill me. With living armor, they do no damage. It's very hard for them to kill me because I also think I have Gleipnir from MP, so it would like be really hard for them to close the gap. So I guess I didn't have to back there. I could have protected our wards and kind of just continued to run at them, but I don't want to get overconfident. They had a Beastmaster, CM, and Tusk running at me. It would have been a close fight, but my team was connecting. And I even think like here, us giving up like the top side of the map so easily is kind of bad. We should have kept getting aggressive top and really just putting the pressure on them. We end up going bottom here and taking a bit of a scuffed fight. They jumped our Nature's Prophet, which was unfortunate, but at this point, it's really just about finding any angle. I'm on my BKB timing. I'm like maybe the strongest hero in the game at this point, and you can see I hit a really nice onslaught trample, pulverize here just to make sure the Beastmaster can't get away. It's a really nice combo as I'm going to take him out. Eventually, he dies to the Frostbite, and we get a set of 2 kills. And one thing I would like to mention, if you guys are playing a tempo hero, so this is a really advanced concept, but if you're playing a tempo hero like Primal Beast, like Centaur, like Mars, like Axe, and you're on your Blink Dagger timing or whatever your mobility timing is, BKB, Blade Mail, whatever it is, you want to move around mid a lot. You want to be playing mid a lot because when you play mid, you can smoke from mid to the side lanes very quickly based on the information you get. And often people just show mid a lot. Like people will just kind of sit mid. So if you want to get kills, you just beat around mid. For instance, here they go on my Rubik. I'm going to counter initiate, find the CM, we find the Tusk. And so we can play fast. And now that we get these kills mid, we can immediately walk towards top. The Batrider was farming top. I don't know why. He definitely should have seen that coming, but it is what it is. I was just going to take the area away from him because we also know even if we don't kill anyone top, but we force them out of top, it's a free Roshan. Now we're able to get Roshan on our quap. I did want to consider clearing top wave here as I decided to briefly, while we got set up, farm this camp. just briefly, as then we're going to walk over, look to invade, quick kill onto the CM, just no problem taking her out. I probably didn't need to pop my BKB so early. Yeah, I definitely didn't. I'll keep it real. I could have saved my BKB for here because they end up counter-initiating on me. I was pretty okay with this. I felt that honestly, if they go on me with my team behind me, as long as I get like, I guess living armor, maybe we didn't have living armor, but I get my uproar off, which gives me, is it 20? I think it's 25 stack. It's a crazy amount of armor. So they end up going on me really, really hard. But they commit a buyback, instantly giving us a net worth advantage from there. We were 11k net worth advantage at the start of this, and now we get a buyback immediately, which is obviously great. And because they commit so hard on me, they use the meta on me, the punch on me, the roar on me, they commit everything. Because of that, I feel comfortable running it. Now, if the game was close, I wouldn't just want to die like that, because maybe we can't respond as strong. But because of the fact that we're so far ahead, I'm willing to just kind of put my body on the line. The key, though, is that when I do get gone on, my team is in a range to follow up. I didn't just walk up for no reason. I made sure that my team was actually following me. And when you're playing pubs, it's kind of the same thing. If you're strong and you think your team is strong, you should run up hills and be willing to die. It's just a matter of, are they close enough? Like, that is the most important question that most people just get wrong constantly. And it's something to be aware of. Now here, we're picking up Lotus next. Everything is reflectable. Frostbite, Lasso, Sticky Napalm Purgeable, Roar, Snowball, Sunder, and I want armor. So it's just too good of a Lotus game to pass up. The other build I could go is like Sanjin Kaya into Ags and just be like the Menace magic damage guy, which is fine, but I felt that playing for like an earlier timing the Lotus would be a bit better because we felt that we could end the game. Like we felt we could kind of just run them over and end the game at some point. So here, as I said, playing mid. I probably don't have to show on the mid tower. It just makes things a bit obvious as I look for the Tusk here. But yeah, we're going to kill off the mid wave, finish up the tier 2 just for gold eventually. Oh no, yeah, they take a fight. This fight was just, at this point, the game's over. They're too far behind. I mean, maybe they can make a great play, but literally I walk towards Terrorblade and he like freaks out and walks away. I guess I could have went deeper here, but I was looking at my teammates and none of them were looking to chase. So I go for the safe kill, and it's very important that, I mean, this is one of the hardest things in Dota, but like, you're very aware of your teammates' ability to connect with you if you do extend far, and just in general what they're looking at. I noticed that they weren't looking at diving, so I just didn't either. I took the Tusk kill, we play it safe, and we just go high ground, right? We don't overextend, we just kind of go high ground. Rubik steals Frostbite, which goes insanely hard here. He just carries this team fight here, like so hard. The Frostbite, it sets up the CM kill, it sets up the Beast kill. I don't know why this guy walks in, but Frostbite on Rubik is also amped as well. Then the Bat Rider dies, just like they just get picked off and picked off and picked off. Another Frostbite. Like this Rubik hero, when it steals a BS spell, is some crazy stuff. It is a wacky hero, man. Low cooldown, especially when he hits level 15, and then you get 25% CDR. Like this Frostbite is disgusting. 4.5 second cooldown Frostbite, and it lasts for 20% longer. What is 20% of 3? 0.6? Did I get that right? I think it's 0.6. So it's a 3.6 second root on a 4.5 second cooldown. Just some crazy stuff that Rubik can do at some point in the game, especially when he hits that level 15. When he hits level 18, it gets even more crazy because then you get 30% debuff amp. So just wild stuff. And the Frostbite is just an insane steal this game. As they end up going on us mid, they burst our Rubik, so kind of a decent jump, but I knew that I could counter initiate. 36 armor without popping Uproar. Do I pop Uproar here? Yeah, see, I have 56 armor, which is 77% physical resist. So I'm not going to die to Beast Terrorblade, like, at all. So, yeah, we kind of just initiate, pop the Lotus to purge the Frostbite, Pulverize to cancel the ulti, and we're going to charge forward. He ends up getting a Sunder off here, but whatever. I'm confident to go in because I just know this guy, he's not poor, but he just doesn't really do damage to me. I have too much armor. I'm going to get Uproar from him if he does hit me. So, yeah, that's going to be... This game basically ends here. I think we end up... No, it just ends here. Yeah, I think we end up nearly throning them in a moment. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed these analysis as much as I do. Hopefully you're learning a ton about Dota. I think these are some of my most educational videos you could possibly watch. So if you're really trying to get to the next level, I hope these videos are very, very useful and teaching you guys a lot about playing fast, understanding timing, synergy, movements you can make, map setup, etc., etc. There's a lot to learn about Dota, but hopefully this makes it a little bit more understandable and digestible. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. LML. Peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.